Hello everyone, my name is Derpy Guinea and welcome back to another video. I hope I uploaded this at least 3 days before Halloween. I'm always barely on time for a Halloween video because my time management skills are not the best. So to future Derpy, if you got this out in a timely manner, treat yourself to something sweet because you deserve it. But this is part 4 of my most disturbing manga series. If you haven't seen the other 3, the links or playlist of them will be in the description box below. So if you're interested, check them out. I talk about some pretty wild stuff in there. Actually, you really don't have to. I don't know if it's a YouTuber or a content creator thing in general, but the older the videos are, the more embarrassed you feel about them. I don't know, it could just be a me thing as well, but the feeling is so gross sometimes. My voice sounded so awful back then. Or does it sound worse now? Uh-oh, here I go thinking again. Moving on, without further ado, let's get right into the video. I stumbled upon this manga a few months ago, and come to find out, it's fairly new with its release date being in March of this year. The Creepy and Freaky, or
怖い屋さん
follows a little frog settling into his new home in town. In the town, he meets a bunny shopkeeper that sells fear boxes. Each box has an item, along with a creepy backstory on said item. First off, who is buying these boxes? The shopkeeper can't possibly be having a good business with these. In majority of the chapters, the rabbit shows the frog the boxes without him having to pay, so where's the money coming from? I like how they're different short stories, making it a quick and easy to digest read, if that makes any sense. The art style is disturbing and in your face, and I enjoy the box concept in itself. I think it's a nice read for someone just getting into the horror manga genre. The anime of this just came out this year, and it's really short, only 6 episodes long. So I went into it completely blind. I looked at the cover art, read the description, and decided I'd check it out just to see what would happen. And yeah, I did not expect everything to go downhill so fast like that. I don't want to spoil much of this at all because like I said earlier, it is an extremely short watch and read. I finished the manga in probably about an hour and a half, so it's not much time at all. The manga itself isn't disturbing in a creepy sense, but definitely in a depressing, hopeless type of sense where you sympathize with the characters and want their lives to change for the better. I just wanted to hug all these poor kids, as well as the cute little alien thing. He's trying his best out here. Child of God, or Kami no Kodomo, is a story about a point of view and beliefs of a serial killer. We start from when he was a baby, born from his mother's butt region, don't ask, all the way to his young adult years. He was born from the god of revenge, thus his life purpose is to cause as much harm to the world as possible and gather like-minded people so he can be some sort of messiah-like being. But not all power is good power. It's only a matter of time until your kingdom starts to crumble. This manga is disturbing in a lot of different ways. First, on how he was born, and how the reader is in his point of view following through his life. Being forced to listen to this character's beliefs, actions, and reasonings, if he even had a reason, to do all the things that he did. It makes you think to yourself, wow, some people really do think like this. Added with the uncanny art style and very predatory actions this character does commit in some chapters is also very unsettling. You have been warned reading this one. For Mashira, I'm gonna put this as an honorable mention because it was never fully completed, which sucks because it was a pretty interesting read. Think Planet of the Apes, but way more violent, and there's no smart drug involved. It's been 12 years since the main character, Iori, has been to an old village he lived in as a kid. He left because we find out later he was attacked by these monkeys, and when he goes back, unfortunately the monkeys are still pretty ticked off with their human neighbors. Oh, and he has the ability to talk to animals, which I'll talk about more later. We get to see his old village friends and the city folk that happen to be vacationing in the area. And as you keep reading, you notice something off with some of these people in the village. Especially this chick, oh my gosh. Since Iori can understand animals, it does appear that the monkeys are talking, which throws off the creep factor away from me a little bit, but the gruesome artwork does make up for it. I thought this was a pretty solid read and wanted more. According to Reddit, the author of the manga stopped working on it to continue his work with another manga, and that response was 7 years ago. So sadly, I don't think this is ever going to continue. Children follows college student Toru taking a 6-month job watching over kids in a facility deep within the mountains. Sounds simple enough, right? Well, not quite, because the kids in the facility are actually in charge of getting rid of and disposing former Yakuza members and enemies. They become so desensitized to their lifestyle, the way in which they get rid of these people almost becomes second nature to them, treating it as more of a chore or duty than it actually being a bad thing, and some even take pride in their work. Obviously, Toru, not having one bit of whatever these kids got going on, tries to escape along with 2 other kids, but things go left rather quickly. There's also a lot of twists and turns in this story, so you're definitely going to be on a roller coaster ride with this. But there is a lot to complain about this as well. Unnecessary nudity and potential love interest between the main character, college student by the way, and 14-year-old head teacher is, like I said, not necessary. I also think the side plots and mini backstories with each character felt very rushed. But with only 13 chapters, what can you really do? I feel like if it was maybe a 3 or 4 volume manga, it would have been better. But it wasn't the worst thing out there, so if you're curious, check it out. Makoto was just an ordinary high schooler that was bullied and forced to be an errand boy by his classmates. One night, as he's walking down the street, something would happen to him that would change his life forever. A rabbit-looking girl attacks him, biting his neck and drinking his crimson fluid. She would then ask him 2 questions. Do you want to die like this, or do you want to be like me? Vampires! This manga is about vampires. But way more than that. You're watching Makoto struggle through his transformation, as well as other people around him, by trying to help him or trying to overcome their own fate. There's experimental things going on, as well as a cult side story that, in my opinion, didn't really need to be included, but to each his own. The art style is 10 out of 10, really pretty, and can get twisted and dark at times. There are a few time skips in it, which isn't always a bad thing, but it did kind of take me for a loop at one point. But overall, I think this one isn't that bad. And that is where I'm leaving it off, for now. If any of these sound interesting to you, check them out. They're pretty easy to find online, or you can be a good and honest lad and buy them at a bookstore or also online. If you made it this long, I thank you so much. Please do me a favor and paw on that like button and subscribe. And have a happy Halloween if you celebrate it. Until the next video, Derpy out.